Hey there, everyone. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing very well. 19 days now with no alcohol, so super excited about that. Almost up to the month now, so just really proud, really excited. So thanks so much for the support. Um, been keeping up with my fitness too, so that's been really helping. Feeling really good with that, really motivated. I know I've lost a lot of weight and I just feel really good. I'm definitely going to keep up with that, and I just want to see myself just get so much stronger and better and faster and smarter and everything. But getting into tonight's topic, inspiration to avoid number 3, which is about someone I most of you will not have heard of. Some of you will. It's a man named David Goggins. So this guy is he's an ultra athlete. He does ultra marathons, ultra cycle marathons, or at least he used to. He did set the world record for most pull-ups in 24 hours. It was like 4,000. It was close to 5,000, 4,800 something pull-ups around there, maybe 4,600, close to 5,000 pull-ups in 24 hours. Really crazy, but he wasn't always like that. He has a really, really cool story where he had a hard childhood. His father was like a pimp and drug lord in Buffalo, I think New York, somewhere in New York. Beat him and his mom up all the time, and he's black and just grew up in kind of racist areas, and not all racist areas, but just dealt with a lot of racism, and just kind of had a hard childhood and was not really in shape. There's lots of his whole story is that he was just out of shape. He was not someone who was a fighter, not someone who he ran away from challenges. He just avoided challenge, avoided conflict, and just left it all unresolved, and felt that all boiling up in himself, and just had a lot of confidence issues, and just because of his whole father situation, he wasn't in school, so he didn't get any formal education for I don't know when, but a very long time. Just had a hard childhood, and a lot of things set him back, but he got, because of his circumstance, he stumbled upon I know a TV show or National Geographic, I think, about Navy SEALs, and saw what he described as what he pictured real men were, and just heroes, people who could do anything, who nothing stopped them, and he wanted to be like that. So he went through a lot to become a Navy SEAL. He was in the Air Force for a little bit before, but didn't do anything that was Navy SEAL level, work where they have to go through training called BUDS, also called Hell Week, where it's it's just intense, where they don't get any sleep. It's the most I'm pretty sure it's the most intense, or one of the most intense military trainings you can possibly go through, but it's very few pass through it, and he's known for doing 3 of them in 1 year. Might have been the only person, maybe others have done that now, but at the time was the only person to do anything like that. 3 Hell Weeks in 1 year. But he just, his whole mindset, he was able to change his whole mindset, his whole persona, and just face his conflicts, his personal flaws, and just look them in the eye, and just punch them in the face, just say, what, you can't stop me, I'm gonna break you, and just his whole persona now is about, he gets a little crazy with his stories, but that's how he's become an ultra athlete, an ultra marathon runner, and everything, is that he seeks suffering, basically. He tries to find situations where that you would normally avoid, going running out in the cold. And so he started by running a mile out in the cold, and then he would he'd challenge himself. Okay, let's run 5 miles in the cold. Okay, let's take your shirt off in the cold, and run 5 miles shirtless in the cold. Um, he would just keep challenging himself, keep making himself more uncomfortable, to callous himself, to just strengthen himself. The whole point was that you could proactively seek out suffering, and just make yourself immune to it, get yourself used to it. He was so used to being comfortable, that everything felt uncomfortable. But now I guess how it works is that you make yourself so used to suffering, and just so facing the greatest stresses possible. And he does yoga and stretching now mostly. So, but just overcoming everything, just always challenging yourself, because not always just challenging yourself, but to the point of almost breaking yourself. He just has talks where people really aren't using, when they say they're using their fullest potential or reaching it, they know they're using potential, but they're not using their fullest. How often are we actually using our fullest? It isn't using your fullest to the point where you're flailing for life, kind of thing. And that's what he's done. He ran a particular marathon, and found out his legs were both of his feet were broken. After the race, his body was in terrible shape, that almost critical condition, just because his body wasn't used to running through that. But he put himself through it, and you could always say doing things he shouldn't have. And not that I want to go that extravagant, but just facing conflict, not being afraid of suffering, use it as preparation. And a lot of that's done through working out. In his free time, every ounce of free time, he's known for doing pull-ups and push-ups. Just every pull-ups, push-ups, just all sorts of working out, stretches, in any kind of downtime. And that's where I had the idea to just incorporate that in my downtime. And I haven't done a good job of it, but he's the best inspiration to avoid in that sense, just to help break my patterns of. He told himself, in order to become what he wants to become, you're going to have to suffer through this. You're just going to have to suffer, and you're going to have to be okay with it, and just kind of be one with it. And it's almost crazy talk, but and I couldn't tell you if it's for everybody, but that's what at least I could identify as what I needed to do. I needed to say, look, I want to get in shape. I want to get stronger. I want to be able to, I want to expand my capabilities. I want to create things. I want to, quit my alcoholism. I want to do all these things, and I'm just going to have to suffer through it. That's just how he is able to, he's just a huge inspiration to avoid me too, help me avoid alcohol, in terms where he gives me good ideas to help shape my patterns, really motivate me to, don't be afraid of the suffering, plow through it. There's a goal at the end, there's a result that you'll be rewarded with. And it's not always happiness. It doesn't always feel good in the happy sense. A lot of times it's this, probably, some people could use the word pride. I've heard him say the word pride, and pride could just be misunderstood. But just proudness of what you're capable of. Just having a kind of being calm and collected, knowing that you can handle any situation, any challenge. If I don't know if you had to run away from create some kind of danger. I don't know, something, anything. You've expanded your capabilities. You're in control. It just really helps inspire me to confront conflict. Just keep bettering yourself. Keep challenging yourself. Just keep. The only thing that can fix you is you. All of that kind of talk, I know you've heard me talk about that a lot. A lot of that kind of talk is from him. Just being able to stare at yourself and really tell yourself that you have yourself under control. I know not everybody has to go through that, but maybe there's just some of us that I don't know, I guess are different, where we're not in control of everything, because I feel, not that I have a problem with self-control, but with alcohol, it's definitely affected my control. It affected my control into other, to the point where other things were being affected. So it was getting out of control. So I need something like this, to, I didn't want to, make that video in my bathroom. I didn't want to start even this journey. Even still, this feels really weird and, I don't know, just weird, and I don't know how else to describe it, but just maybe unhelpful. Just like it's a stupid idea, but I'm gonna have to have these feelings of suffering, because I know doing this is, I have to look at the results right now. I've quit drinking for 19 days now. I've been in the best shape now that I've been in a long time, just because of how much I'm going to the gym. I feel great, feel motivated. I'm really excited for just what's to come. I love all these ideas that I'm having, and there's still a lot I'm recovering from, but I just feel so motivated, and I want to keep pushing through this, just knowing what I've pushed through already in this journey. I want to keep pushing more. He just helps really motivate me to, drive forward. He's a very driven individual, and more driven than, I don't know, I really admire that drive, is the best way to put it. And helping develop fitness habits, good bettering my self habits, good self-challenging habits, always finding ways to challenge myself, just to constantly be bettering myself. So that just very inspiring to me, and just a huge ideal of mine. I just really am all about self-improvement. So that is inspiration to avoid number 3. David Goggins, really cool individual. Look up his story. It's amazing to see before and after pictures. But really, just that's what's been helping me to avoid drinking so far. So that is it for tonight. I got to go to the gym and take care of some more stuff. So thanks again for listening, everyone. Love you guys, and don't know if I'll have a good talk for tomorrow. I'll probably have a better setup for a talk on Monday, on more talks on Monday, Tuesday. I've got kind of a part 1, part 2 kind of thing coming up. So, excuse me. So anyway, I got some good talks planned. So thanks again for listening, guys, and have a good one. See you tomorrow. Bye.